Out of Date says that from what he's heard, you've been busy. He says he appreciates what you've done so far, but unfortunately he's got urgent news from his friend Noko in the east. Out of Date says that even though he's unsure about your intentions, he hopes you'll support Noko. He says he'll point you in the right direction, but finding Noko and making sure she gets what she needs is up to you. That doesn't sound good. Out of Date was spot on. The hoof puff needs to be stopped. Out of Date says that Noko is worried now that the Eastern World Eater is stepping up its activity. He explains that Noko keeps a fabled steed that she has planned to ride out to the World Eater, but needs help to get it prepared. Out of Date suggests that you should head east as fast as possible and see what you can do to help. He's happy to help. Says good... Keep focused on what you can do today. Tomorrow's already gone. You almost slipped past the village of Flibberdit. Monsters sleep here, and they're just as messy as you'd guess. Try again when you have some key energy. Hot memory. This is all about you. Whether you succeed or fail, it's on you. Stick in the key. keep you dry, at least. Finders keepers. That's a little too much for you yet. It's far away. Juju's shop is here somewhere. Let's see.
Anihilluto. Tumma. Seindi.
Juju is just thrilled to finally meet you. Even in these darkest days when the spotlights are growing dim, you're like a fresh outfit.
No tag.
Claims to make clothes that help you make a statement about who you are.
Botan dangly.
Thinks you have the power to steer the fate of the world one way or the other. He wants you not only to save it, but to look fabulous doing so.
Botan dangly. Boom job.
He knows you have the heart of a hero. He just wants you to look like one too. He tells you to dig deeper into your past and remember how it's all stitched together. You need to follow that thread to figure out who you are and where you're going. Wonders if you ever think about how things might be if you'd chosen one style over another. It's amazing how even a single switch stitch in the right spot can change things. Figures that's good because your suit suits you so well. Likes how the world seems to be getting its act together. Been sliding down too long. Thanks you for darning up the whole holes in the world. It's not a perfect world, but it's the only one that fits. Thinks it's good you're working with the Myriad. The Sifu there has the best taste in styles. Claims to have made his favourite, the one the Sifu wears every day. But that's enough about them. He wants to talk about him. He wonders if you can see it too. The common threads that have sewn everyone together through the years. They're all broken. But fortunately, he's good at smoothing things over, choosing things that are chic and glossing the aesthetics. Most come here to get relief from how ugly the world has become. He works a lot with mood, be it good or bad. Says we bury our dead in their best, not their worst. Why should the end of the world be any different?
Anihilluto. Tumma. Seindi.
Some even think what he does is magic, changing the way you feel with style. That's how he got his nickname, Juju. He's been zigzagging all night. He has a fibre he needs to get done, but he's run out of bobbin. Now his reputation is hanging by a thread. He needs to thread the needle, but the only spare bobbin he knows about, well, he saw it attached to a kite flying free in the wind. He'll do what he can for you if you get him that bobbin. Says you'll get it all stitched up in no time. Juju says it's fantabulous to see you again.
가요 반 교수님 시우자
Juju.
유난연 고도간 안쓰다 시원 감사원
Juju says it's fantabulous to see you.
유난연 교수님 시우 미르신 빨른 배건
Juju says it's
니는 시리는 게
Even up in the mountains, you can't touch the sky. This region is known as the Canuck Stones. You can't find a harder place in the world. You finally found the village of Bumlidoff. Let's see. It's a monster lair for sure. Youch! You have a chance to change the future for good or bad. Hey, there's some e-waste. Find a key that fits. Oh, that's rare. That's an upsy-dumps. Good for learning how to haul up. Don't see that in the shops. You can't really understand your story till it's done. Says there's an interesting place nearby that no one knows about, but doesn't really want to talk about it right now. Says you look trustworthy. Might as well tell you where it is. Focus on the tightrope. It soars like a kite, so it better be one. Latch onto it before it flies away. Reel that in. Juju will be pleased to see you manage to get hold of a bobbin, even though it's the unconventional kind. That's where someone set up camp in a tree. Took care. You're on the ropes. There's a serenity about this spot. It's... Fits nice. So many places to be today.
Kutto-sa.
Juju is thrilled over the bobbin and the fact that he'll be able to finish the fibre. He believes couture can do that for you, you know. Change the way you feel and also change the way others feel about you. He's prepared something for you while you were away. Do you want it to fit your mood or do you want a change of heart? Fashion can help you define mood, and this should make you more menacing. That's what he wants you to feel when you wear it. Juju thinks it's amazing that you found an ark and are refurbishing it for a launch. No, but he imagines it's incredibly stylish. Supposes that even if the world goes on, you could use the Ark to find new places to explore. Just happy the Ark wound up in such deft and responsible hands. Not that Juju's asking for a seat, but who's going to pilot that thing for you?
So, what we have here is an opportunity to help your next. There's a seat open on the Ark should you want to offer it.
Why? You don't need anyone else but yourself and me, of course, but I'm a part of you, so that doesn't count.
If you want to go quickly, go alone. If you want to go further, go together. The only one we'd want to get away quickly from here is darkness.
But you know you can't go on without me. Even if I'm bad company, I complete you.
I think we can finally agree on something. It is better to be alone than in bad company. But best of all is being good company yourself.
Thinks you could have chosen someone better, but Juju can't wait to join you on the Ark as soon as you're ready. He's invested in helping you look your best. Juju is curious to see what you're interested in. You got the best of that. Despite the fact that Clipper Fingers are in safe hands, he's still lacking something to make his hair-arsenal complete. Trim's embarrassed. Now he can cut, but he's out of dye. A bad fur-do is a shame to you and him both, and you can't have that, can you? He once found some leftover cans of sput dye near the concrete wall paint sites, and they'd do the trick. This time he promises. Just come back with a can of sput dye, and he'll give you that fresh coat you deserve. Figures that will be true. Trim thinks you're still good-looking. Understands. Ah, the Gnote pen. Noko never leaves this place. She's always put the living things first. Let's see. Feels like you could be blown off the world. Look at those notices on the board. Too bad the gnotes couldn't read them. If you wander around here, you might find Noko. She just loves those gnotes. Once the power ran out, it made sense to ride gnotes, and that tradition continued through the years. Powered types of transportation polluted the world, but didn't poop in the street. Obviously, they didn't have their priorities right in those days. Watch your step here, and you might find tracks of another traveler. Nooks isn't an easy language, but at least it's manageable. She says she is so happy to see you again. She wonders if you remember her. She's Noko. She let you ride her Majut when you were a kid. Noko remembers you used to chase around with so much energy and is glad to see you haven't lost any of that spark. But that's all long gone now, though. Memories show us where we've been, not where we're going. Is sure they'll come back on their own once you stop forcing them. Hopefully not to haunt you, though. You've suffered enough already. Noko remembers those days too, but she never lets herself wallow in them, no matter how tempting that can be. She sees you're back to buck with Lupa Lupin. Can't see how there's any way to avoid that now. Not for long, at least. She says the horrors of your younger days were enough to ruin anyone, but not you. You've got all that cheer about you still. Noko says history is like the trail you've been on. You can walk back down it any time you like, until it's worn smooth. But you get to blaze your own trail from here. Then you are stronger than her. She can't help wanting Lupa Lupin to pay for what he did to her gnotes, despite the fact it's against her nature.
Run, Dark, run!
It's not a race.
You only say that because you're losing.
That doesn't mean I'm wrong.
No, there are lots of other reasons you're wrong.
Asks how many paths you've wandered in the world, and if you ever wonder about what might have changed if you'd taken different ones. You can't do everything you want, can't go everywhere, can't see everything, only what you can. So happy the world is going to live, would have been crushed to see all the gnotes die with it. Likes that you stood up for the world and spurred your way toward helping it out. Glad you saw the light with the myriad. They always bring a sparkliness to any day, and sometimes the nights too. They're just so shiny, makes her smile to think about them. But let's not speak of that now. She has an idea where the Majut might have gone, as there's no other place it likes as much as its own corner of the open wild. She's even named it the Majut Meadow. The Majut will recognize the scent you've attracted while being here, so it'll probably trust you enough to follow you. You should lead the Majut back here when you find it. It's going to take time to get it calm enough to be able to ride out to the World Eater. It's the most magnificent creature she's ever encountered. A creature straight out of a dream or story. Found it! Even under all the muck in the gnot pen. Hard to believe the gnotes didn't trample it. They seem faster than you, and don't forget that when you ride them, they do all the work to keep you moving. You should keep moving. Can't let those gnotes blaze the trails for you. The mountains stretch higher than the clouds. You can make so many amazing things out of wood scrap. There should be more cliffs here. Handy. You found the Majut meadow. Watch out for the Majut. Well placed. Shot through. The world is full of secrets waiting to be uncovered. smarten up. Now that the Majut is back in the pen, it seems calm, but Noko is still concerned. She says the Majut is still anxious, but fortunately she knows just the thing it needs to calm down. The Majut once found and ate a bonbon gummy by mistake, and that the chewing really calmed it down. She says that you should find some bonbon gummies for the Majut by the crossway. At least, that's where she found some last time. She figures the choosies from the old world are made from gummy trees, but wouldn't be surprised if they were actually made from some chemical concoction, though. A crossway. This means you have a choice to make. Which way? Need a key. That's the good stuff. It's time for an adventure, for good or bad. Better hold on to that. Want to get your arms swole? Grab those guns flexors and get pumping that iron. Got to time it right to make them work. Left, right, left, right. Pumping good. Looking better. Tippy tapper. So fast. Bolted shut. You shouldn't flick the switches in order to greenlight the current and activate the electrons in the panel. Good. The loop is electrified enough to spark. That's a motored blind box dispenser. These auto markets were quite popular in the long gone for those who had coin left for fun. Cranks like these usually need to be wound to operate the dispenser. Just a few moves left. Make them count. What you see is what you get. Once it's out of the blind box, that is. The world is taller than you think.
Berry?
With its attention diverted to the chewy bonbon gummy, the Majut calms down. But Noko is still concerned.
Gala. Andro?
She's relieved the Majut has calmed down, but you'll need a heavier sit-tight to ride it than the one she's got. The only sit-tight she can think of that would be heavy enough is one she's spotted mounted on an old-world mecha Majut. If she remembers correctly, she spotted it at the Smilo Shopperia while scavenging for treats for the gnotes. That's not so far away. Seems to her they preferred the Mechamajuts over the living counterparts in the old world. Maybe the gnotes were near extinct. Noko is always willing to help. Fate is funny that way, but it won't always make you laugh. Why, you made it to Hoofer. There's a living thing trader somewhere around here. Let's see. Looking for a bargain. A sealed deal. A Smilo Shopperia. Guess shopping here put a smile on your face. Eye boxes like this are few and far between. However, that's no great loss. Talking pictures from the aforetimes lacked a message. Just a few moves left. Make them count. As the eye box broadcasts, it's hit or miss, but when it does hit, it's usually right in the fields. Oh, it's locked. No windows to look out at the sky from down here. Biohazard makes your skin crawl. You need to line up the switches so they match. Just a few moves left. Make them count. Good. That's enough electric current to initiate the actuators and activate the framework. Now hold on, sit tight. Isn't that the Mechamajut over there? You need to loosen the bolts without rattling the Mechamajut. Just a few moves left. Make them count. That's it. The sit-tight is loose. Time to stop horsing around and get the sit-tight back to Nocco. Careful in the mountains. Falling is awful. Landing is worse. Now that the Majut's got a mouthful of bonbon gummy and the brand new sit-tight is in place, the Majut is ready to ride. Nocco's been training another fantabulous little critter that'll hopefully become a distraction for the Hoof puff when you confront it. She's called them glitter moths, and the best way to find them is to go talk to Mito. She's asked him to keep them somewhere safe. You'll find Mito at Bright Light. He's a light-headed fellow, but hopefully he'll remember where he stored the moths. They're small airborne creatures with bright reflective wings and a conspicuous fluttering flight. What you do here matters to you and the world. Let's see. With the world getting darker by the day, there's not much time left to save it. And even though you've just met, he feels you're bound to play a huge part in that. Figures that doesn't make it any less worth fighting. You've found your way through the darkness. You shine like the sun in the sky, but will you use that power to warm the world or burn it? Hopes you see how much good you can do with power like that, and how easy it is to let it drive you mad. No matter where your path takes you, though, it's important to remember where you came from. The past bright lights the present. Wonders if you know how much of an effect you've had upon the world. Your presence changes things like light changes darkness. Did you realize that when choosing where to shine? Says he can see that in the way you brighten everything up. So happy you know you're helping brighten the world. There's plenty of it that's still worth saving. Whatever happens to the world, you shone as bright as you could. That matters more than you know. Says you did the right thing in taking up with the Myriad. They buy lots of his lamps. That's a tribe that believes in the bright things in the world. It's clear you do. Nothing shines as bright as being right. Says he can see by the twinkle in your eyes that you're not here to talk about your allies. He assumes you are here to be enlightened. He can't blame you, as everything just feels dark and hopeless these days. There's something about you, like you're knit together. Your fate's connected. What you've said, he feels too. So, why not call him Me Too? He senses you're like the dayfly, living every day like it's your last, afraid that when night comes, it might be proved right. Claims you both walk in different types of darkness, but you guide yourself by the same light. Mito says he's not only into those who shine bright, he likes things that glitter too. He reckons you haven't seen a glitter moth, and says it's about time you did. Even though they're nesting near gone grass, they never run out of glow. Finding yourself a glitter moth would give you that glimmer of hope you need to continue all the way to the end. Figures you should do it if you want to become as enlightened as him. This place is called Brightlight. Mito lives close by. For a beastie, this mount is so gentle. Don't know what that e-waste was. Ah, see that e-waste? Always handy. Looks like some solid wood scrap there. Life is a difficult game, no matter how you play it. deserves a tap. Great shot. Glittermoth Cave is right here. You can see a lot farther now than at night.
Ariaroche nui mumera.
That's enough glittermoths to make her plan work.
Momibasa.
She wants you to stop worrying about the paths you've ridden and focus on the inevitable road ahead, the one that leads to confrontation with the World Eater. The hoof puff is evidence of the duality of evolution, utterly beautiful and grotesque at the same time. She means that the hoof puff has had more time to eat at the root as it's been isolated in the Knoopstonies mountains. So, based on that alone, she reckons it has suffered as much damage as the northwest root that's hidden beneath the surf. It reminds her of the gnotes and, like them, it's hoofed. They're just a lot bigger. History is nothing but a series of stories. You should be able to use that. That sealed the fate of the third World Eater. Just one more to go. Out of Date asked to see you again to congratulate you and let you in on the final phases of his plan. This is your chance to get his priorities aligned with yours. Do right by your tribe and the world at large. Just head back to the Ark. He seemed eager to see you again. She wonders if the rumors she's heard about you finding the Ark are true. Thinks that's impossible, of course, but she also knows you regularly make the impossible happen. With the world recovering, the Ark would be a wonderful way to see it. So much faster than even her favorite Gnotes. Loves that you did your best to help the world rather than hurt it. You could have used much more of that, even before you returned. Any idea who might be joining you on your Arky journeys?
So, what we have here is an opportunity.
Why? You don't need anyone else but you.
If you want to go quickly.
But you know you can't go on.
I think we can finally agree on something. It is better to be alone than in bad company. But best of all is being good company yourself.
Feels deeply honored that you'd want her to come with you. An Ark is no Gnote, but she can't pass this up. She's coming aboard. Noko knows she's known for saying things over. Wishes... Nothing you can do to stop the night. Go on, catch it. You need to believe how serious this is if you want to have any effect on it. Out of Date thinks the time has come to end the conflict between the tribes. There won't be any winners in this war. You should know it's not too late to change direction by visiting another tribe's fort. However, it might be best to stick with the tribe you've chosen already. He believes it'll take someone with a light perspective and key to counterbalance the Sifu's energy in the end. Regardless of the outcome, you need to play your part and conclude the conquest. It'll be over soon. Out of Date reminds you that the time has come to end the tribe war. He's happy to help. Has plenty to do, so no worries.